Well, she eats nothing but ladybugs. I'm here tonight with entertainment journalist Jill Dobson. She's so cute that babies carry pictures of her in their wallets. Huh. I didn't know they had wallets.
Tiny
well,
wallets.
Came from a fraternity convention earlier in the day.
Yes, I am. No one knows what that means, Dana.
Menace, an existential menace for America. I think that
people.
Yeah, you know, and in that vein, I heard that the new movie Mars Needs Mom, when it comes out on DVD, it's actually going to be an outer space, other place needs some sort of parental figures. And that way you don't offend mothers or fathers. But Hollywood is known to do this. But why pander to the Chinese? Because we have a huge problem with them pirating our movies. So yeah, they're watching them, but there's a big...
That's not a problem. That pirating is the best thing we have going for us. That's what I'm talking about. That's the Trojan horse.
Yes.
That's how we're winning.
Yes, exactly. By the way, and that's what MGM's afraid of.
You can't have Al Qaeda invade America in a mass.
Hey, Jill, if your mail stopped, would you notice?
Well, I'd be thrilled because all I'm getting, of course, is bills in the mail. But you know, I'm a little bitter right now because I spent an hour in line at the DMV yesterday after spending more than 20 minutes in line at the post office. And if you think my license has been renewed, you're wrong. But I did get a book of stamps, so I'm bitter. My back hurts. I still have an expired license, and I say down with bureaucracy. Down.
It's interesting. Bill in the mail was my nickname in college.
Yes.
Different word structure.
Yes, Dana. Dana, don't you talking about?
The word.
I had no idea what you were talking about. I just thought you meant in general it'd be good to have orphans, which...
So I would like to say my local post mail carrier, wonderful person. And I love getting those holiday cards.
Well, my delivery guy sucks.
Emails.
Oh, really? Well, you're in this...
I live in an apartment.
A lot of dogs.
That is true.
So there's some stitches involved there.
That is true. Shall we move on?
4.5-year contract. It's going to take 2.5 years for it to get them in the mail. So.
Very good.
You're never getting mail again, my friend.
I know. I love my mail.
What was with the tent in the backyard?
Yeah.
Worst vacation ever.
There's something... There's
Really?
That's part of the...
Am I right?
I care. You know, I think it's important to have your First Amendment rights, and it does seem like you can't speak very freely when you go through the airport, or even state your opinions on your own chest. And I think it was valid that he was on his way to Grandma's funeral, because if you're on your way to spring break, it's like, dude, you didn't need to fly.
Yeah.
this is a frivolous trip, and now you're complaining.
She's not a grandma.
You have to get to Grandma's
She's a
funeral.
metaphor for all that was.
Yeah, but
Nicely put.
Grandma, yeah.
Why not?
what happened to the college students that I knew and loved that were trying to get through the airport?
Grandma Moonby would be very proud of this protest.
Paul, what do you think about this statement in terms of just...
It's smeared in the green room.
It looks like a failed attempt at third nipple. I saw that thing.
All right.
With red.
That was beautiful. We must move on. Coming up, Dobson says, who cares? I hate kids.
What?
But first, Dana, you just got back from Egypt. What happened to the inspirational wave of freedom that we were seeing?
And then in your conduct, be unexceptional.
Well, but that's the whole point. Obama.
This was forgotten in the hubbub over the UK.
If we're in the business of installing fake democracy...
It is sad, and I would love if we could rush in there and just solve the problem, but I think Paul makes a good point that we might get in there, get stuck in a quagmire. We haven't shown that we can always just solve the problem and be everyone's hero. Usually both sides end up...
But why do we have to solve the problem?
They want democracy? I don't think we do. And second of all, to add to...
You're just going to have to find out. But I think that what you're seeing is that you have a generation... I was in Tahrir Square. These guys, many of them speak 3 languages. They're interested in the 89 being robbed by these dictators.
What did the guys in Tahrir Square think of the new Radiohead album? What are they?
You know what? That's America's greatest legacy.
I think it was Bill.
I couldn't tell. That's why.
Yeah, that lady that was Bill.
Jill's got a much more mellow bass.
Yeah, she does.
Whoa,
yeah.
hubba.
Greg, you referred to Aaron Toby's lawyer as the punk.
Well, Jill Dobson tells us about her trip to the zoo. But first, yeah, you still comes from the past. So
That's exactly what he said. Listen, why? You know, I read.
Bro, man. JFK's got nothing on me.
Jill.
I think I'd split the difference and go back to the future.
Hey, Bill, if you could send a message to your future self right before you overdose, what would...
Experiences with dogs?
Yes.
Which I'll adopt as fiction in my next novel.
Fantastic.
So there were no dogs in our house. Lines was that a homeless dog does not think it's